Your energy can go so far, they don't even have enough equipment to actually measure how far your heart can go or your aura can go. So they say 16 feet, that a person can feel your energy 16 feet away. Now, you're not the body, you're the energy. That's why a person can feel you without touching you, because they are touching you. But a lot of times we think we the body. The reason we move, like if I move my hand, you have to understand, it's a flow, it's a spiritual energy, it's a spiritual aura, it's an invisible energy that's unseen, that's controlling my every movement. So even your thoughts are electric, and all electricity carries magnetism. So your thoughts are electromagnetic. So it's electric on the inside and it produces magnetism outside of you. So keep this in mind. There's a difference between the mind and the brain. The brain is the physical organ, but the mind is the invisible conscious. So science shows that when you look at your cells, they have antennas. And these antennas, they pull in sugar in order to give your nucleus, your mitochondria energy, which is called ATP. But they also pull in signals, which signals the genes on how to respond. So like the old science says that your genetics determines your destiny. The new science, epigenetics, says that based upon what you think, you're rewriting your DNA, and you can actually activate different aspects of your DNA. So you can activate or you can deactivate DNA. So remember, based upon what you think or every new experience or every new thought, you can help create a new brain structure and activate new DNA. Now, when you activate new DNA, you're going to start to see a reality that was always in front of you. Now, before you started seeing spiritual signs, they was always in front of you. You just wasn't tapped into it. So it's always a world or another dimension right in front of you that you may not even see right now. So a lot of people live unconsciously, or they sleepwalking. And when you sleepwalking, then you just living and you thinking life is about getting a job, paying the bills, and dying and go to hell or heaven. And none of that shit is true. Who the hell went to hell and came back and told you it was a hell? If so, how bad could it really be if they can go to hell and come back and tell you it's a hell? That's another story. And then what's hell to a monkey? Or what's heaven to a monkey? Bananas. What's heaven to a squirrel? Nuts. So you can only base heaven based upon things that you already experienced down here up on earth. So you are already in heaven, you're already in hell. So you're going to create your own heaven, or you're going to create your own hell. When a person creates hell, they have a false mental perspective of themselves. So anything with doubt, negative thoughts, negative emotions, it's not even your true self. It's based upon you believing a lie. So what the brain does is this. The brain naturally dwells on negativity more than positivity. So one bad thing happened and 10 good things happen, the brain highlights that one bad thing over 10 good things. So you know what that means? That you have to work extra hard to stay reminded of your positive past achievements, your positive past successes, and your positive past effective moments. So you must stay consistently reminded of all of your positive past feedback, any compliments, any feedback you received 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Every person that God, see, sometimes we get compliments and we downplay the compliments because we feel like it's too good to be true. Because people may think big of us and we may think small of ourselves, so we may kind of brush off the compliment because we may feel undeserving unknowingly, unconsciously. But the key is this: when a person give you a compliment, you have to understand the spirit realm sent that person to speak to you. Don't listen to the messenger. Listen to the message. It's not about the messenger. The spirit is flowing through me. I'm just the messenger. I just got a piece of the puzzle. So every person has a piece of the puzzle that someone else on the planet doesn't have. So no matter how many people do what you do, nobody can do it how you do it. So you bring something to the planet that the planet or the world has never seen before. You have something within you, black man. You have something within you, black woman, that the planet has never seen before. So my question is this: what's going to be different because you existed? What's going to be different because you walked this earth? What's going to be different because you walked into the room? What's going to be different because you woke up and you walked this block today? Every person is going to walk the block that I live on, or a lot of people are going to walk into the same store. But when I walk into the store, I'm going to leave the impression that only I left. When I walk down this block, I'm going to walk down this block like a legend is leaving a legendary footsteps. When I put on my shirt, I make the shirt the shirt. When I put on my hat, I make the hat the hat. I make the moment the moment. Every day is special because you are special. See, every day is a new day, is a new experience for you to experience a new part of you, a new aspect of you. So never bring that past low energy or past negative energy into today, because the moment you bring low energy or past negativity or what took place yesterday or 2 days ago into today, then you're automatically reliving hell. You're making sure you experience hell on earth. You can create heaven by choosing to see the beauty in everything. Choose to see the beauty in everything. And when you choose to see the beauty in everything and you consciously direct your thought focus towards high vibrational thoughts, positive, productive, magnificent, excellent, genius, clever, scientific, systematic thinking. And when you think high vibrational thoughts, you're going to pull in a high vibrational reality, or you're going to pull in a person or an opportunity or a spiritual download or a spiritual message that reflects your high energy. See, it's something within you that you don't even know how big it is. I don't even understand how big my gift is. If you're gonna live another 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, you have to understand it's a lot about yourself that you have not realized about yourself. That's why you're still gonna live. So what I'm saying is this: people are sent to you to tell you something about you or to see something within you that you may not notice within yourself, or you may have noticed within yourself, but you may be able to see from another dimension. Or they may help you see yourself from another perspective, and that may lead you into another perspective, So every day you must strive to see clarity about what makes you down to a detail. A lot of times we know we great, but we still doubt, we still second guess ourselves because we still lack clarity. A lot of times, sometimes we wake up certain days and we don't think about all of our past positive experiences, or we don't think about all of our past positive achievements. A lot of times we have a lot of successes. Now, every time you celebrate a small success, whether you make up the bed, whether you brush your teeth, no matter what it is, you're actually releasing a small amount of dopamine every time. So what you're doing, you're training your brain psychologically on how to be accustomed or used to releasing feel-good hormones or satisfying your reward centers within the brain. Now, just from reliving positive past memories, you're actually triggering positive emotions, and you're bringing that past high energy into the present moment. So you don't want to see the present moment through the eyes of the past. You don't want to look at things, and you don't want to be reminded of past negativity. When you look at your life and you look at yourself, you want to be reminded of past positivity. And the only way you can do that is by dwelling on positivity consistently, moment to moment, second to second, all throughout the day. What is the goal for your thinking? What is the goal for your thinking? Do you have a systematic thinking checklist? Do you check off certain thoughts? Do you have certain thoughts you have to check off? Do you have a certain systematic approach to what thoughts you want to think, what thoughts you don't want to think? You must have a premeditated solution for every predictive pattern. If you can predict a negative habit, negative thinking habits, negative emotional habits, negative behavior habits, no matter what it is, if you can foresee it or you can predict it, you want to have a premeditated solution-based response on how to basically, like, you want to have a response for every response. Like, when I go into a lot of mastermind conversations, I'm usually 3, 4, 5 steps ahead and not 3, 4, 5 steps behind, because I know what to think about in every moment. I know how to feel. I know how I want to feel. I know what level of energy I want to bring into a conversation. I know what level of energy I want to bring to the day. When I first wake up, my first thoughts, even before I get out the bed, I'm thinking about positive past feedback. I'm thinking about positive past achievements. I'm thinking about all of the compliments, powerful people. Like, when you powerful, you're going to attract a lot of powerful people, and it's going to show you something about your energy. Anytime you have a spiritual upgrade or a mental upgrade, you're going to start to attract people on a higher level, and that's going to be a reflection of the expansion of your mind. Now, the old science says that you can only use 10% of your brain. The new science says that you can actually use 100% of your brain. Now, we know that every person uses a different percentage of their brain. Now, based upon how much you stimulate your brain will determine what parts of your brains you activate. Now, if you right-handed and you don't use your left hand that much, then your left hand is connected to your right brain. So you may need to use your left hand more just to activate your brain, the right hemisphere of your brain more. Or if you left-handed, you may need to use your right hemisphere of your brain, because the right hemisphere of the brain is the female side. The left part is the male side. So the female side deals with logic, No. I said that wrong. The female side deals with creativity, music, imagery. It deals with emotion. So this is the feeler. This is the thinker. So sometimes a guy, he can be too left and he can be too much with his logical, analytical side, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. And sometimes a woman can be too much with her feeling side, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Now, I'm gonna tell you this: we pick up where each other lack, and we come into existence at the same time. Now, when God created itself out of itself in order to expand itself all into itself, it wanted to experience itself, so it had to separate from itself, but it is the separation in between itself. So when it separated from itself, it wanted to experience itself from a different point of view. So like, and when it did that, I'm gonna jump around. I'm gonna come back to that. So think of it this way: you are the experiencer experiencing the experience. So every life experience is you being the observer, observing the thinking, or you're observing the experience. Now check this out. It's a picture, right? It's a picture of a person looking at a picture, and he's looking at a picture of a painting, and within a painting, it's a painting within a painting. So he painted a picture of himself, and within that picture, it's another picture of him painting a picture of himself within that picture. So really what he's showing you is that you're the outside observer, and you created this world, and you're the one creating within your own creation. So it's just like this, hypothetically speaking. If you create a game, and you create yourself in the game, and with that game, you create another game within the game, what you will realize is that that's what took place. That's what the ancient Egyptians was talking about. That's what up-to-date science talk about, that this is a holographic universe, that this is a projection of something taking place on an even higher level, and that everything we see is not really what it fully appears to be. We can only see like 5 or 1% or a limited aspect of the light spectrum. We don't see everything that's there. Like even a cat can see in the dark. If a cat can see in the dark, and a cat can hear, like, I think a cat can hear like 20 times more than a dog. But I think a dog's smell and his senses are like so heightened and so intense. But that's not my point. My point is this. It's certain entities, it's certain animals that can see things that other people cannot see. Now, one thing about white people, their eyes are not as melanated. So what that means is that we perceive things down to a detail on a deeper level. We feel deeper. We have more rhythm. We have more personality. It's not that you're too aggressive. It's not that you're too loud. You're naturally aggressive. You're naturally loud, and you're aggressive. See, what's big to you may be big to, or your small may be big to them, because they may be thinking small and you just thinking big. So like it's a quote that says, don't share $100 thoughts with $100 thinkers. So if you thinking like a millionaire and you thinking $1 million thoughts, and don't have a $100 conversation with you a $1 million thinker. Eagles don't fly with pigeons. You hang around 6 broke people, you will become a 7. So steel sharpens steel. You must up your frequency. You must always be around people that do things that you don't do, that have skills that you don't have, or people that's doing things that you want to do, or got skills that you want to develop. But you never settle. You never